Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Onika. Thanks for being here. And if you're returning, thanks for coming back. Today we have another Oner Active review. We're reviewing the Pause and Recharge capsule. This is another SoftMotion capsule. However, we do have some updates to SoftMotion in this video, as well as a brand new bra. This review is a little bit different. I decided to talk through the clothing as I'm wearing it instead of what I normally do. So let me know what you think of this new format and if you like it. All right, let's get into it. Okay, first up, we're starting with the minimal halter neck bralette in the color ruby red. I picked up a size medium, which is my normal size in Oner's bras. I did watch a couple reviews beforehand and it mentioned to size up in this bra, but I wanted to go true to size just to see if the bra actually ran with like normal Oner sizing or if it ran too big, too small. Yeah, so I went with my normal size. Honestly, I think it fits pretty well for my normal size. I do wish it had more side boob coverage. I feel like it's a little bit low on the sides for me personally. Like you can kind of see it there. Um, Obviously, the front is very minimal coverage. That's the whole point of the bra, as well as it being a halter in the back. I do like this bottom band. I feel like it is more secure than some of the other halters they've done. It just feels a little bit more snug, and I don't feel like I'm going to fall out of the bottom, which I appreciate. Um, Neck strap, honestly, I think it has a lot more give than the other halters they've done. It feels more comfortable. If you're quite surprised by this bra, I think it's really cute. I'm surprised by the coverage that it's giving me, even though it is very low cut. My only thing with this bra is I don't really have a use for it. Like I don't know where I would wear this. I would absolutely not wear it to the gym. And even like as like an athleisure casual piece, I can't see myself walking around with something as low cut as this. Maybe if it was like a mid vest, I would feel more comfortable. But I think even their halter mid vest isn't this low cut. I'll have to compare and see. But yeah, this is how we're looking in this bra. I would say if you're planning to pick this up, you can go true to size. But if you do have a slightly larger bust, just be mindful of the coverage. You can size up if you want, but I think if you want a little bit more lower band support, stick with your normal size and you should be good. Have the Oner logo here. It is written out, which I honestly do not like, but all SoftMotion is like that, so to be expected. It does come with removable cup pads, which I'm not going to take them out because I feel like I would have zero support if I did. And also because this is SoftMotion, the fabric isn't super thick, so I feel like you would kind of see like some imprints through the fabric. So I'll leave the cup pads in. I don't think I need to take them out. But this is a really cute bra. Let's see if it's supportive. I know it's not. Yeah, I'm not going to do any more jumping or running than that. But yeah, that is how we are looking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just very quickly, because I've not spoken about this top on my channel yet, this is the SoftMotion Halter Mid Vest, I think it's called, that launched, I don't even know when it launched, a few launches ago, I think. I just wanted to quickly put it back on to compare it to the minimal halter neck bralette that launched with this drop. It definitely doesn't fit the same. Obviously, this one has slightly more coverage in the front. It is not as deeply cut as the bralette is, but also the neck strap on this is a lot more snug than it is on the bralette, like a lot more snug. This is the same size, size medium. And I just feel like this just digs in a lot more, like it just doesn't have as much stretch as the bralette does. Does have a built-in bra. There it is. Also not as snug as the bralette is. Overall, this halter, I don't really think it's like, I don't really think it's comparable to the bralette like I expected it to be. I honestly thought the bralette was just going to be a bralette version of this vest, but it's not. Like the fit is very different. This is a size medium. I think I would stick to a size medium if I got more colors in the future, but just be mindful of the neck strap. It is very snug on me personally. I have trained in this already. I've put it in the wash, and honestly, I don't remember it being this snug when I trained in it. I don't know if the wash maybe shrunk it a little bit. Not sure. But yeah, that's just a quick little review of these halter vests. It does have removable cup pads, which I do keep in. I don't take them out. Oh my god, this neck strap is really bugging me. I might have to take this off. Honestly, I don't know if I would get more of these halters. I'm not gonna lie, because now I'm sitting here and I'm like, this neck strap is really bugging me. They do have a very similar style on Amazon that is way more comfortable than this. So yeah, maybe I'll do a video on that, like a reel comparing the two. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Okay, moving on to these SoftMotion leggings. I have not tried the SoftMotion leggings before. This is my first time. I've only tried the straight leg pants and the flares. I haven't tried the normal leggings, mainly because I've seen a lot of criticism about them sliding down, but they have made updates to them. They've made it more higher waisted, and they've also added an internal mesh. I'll get a better angle in a second of what they've done on the inside of the leggings, but they've done this to make them stay up a little bit better. So now the leggings are slightly more compressive in the waist, which I honestly really like. I feel like they feel way more secure than like the straight leg pants, for example, and the flares, which have like zero compression. This one is a little bit more, I wouldn't even say it's like moderate compression, but it's leaning more moderate than low like it was before. But yeah, this is the same color as the bra, obviously. This is ruby red. I got it in size small long, which is my normal size in bottoms from Oner. The back does not have a scrunch, but it does have a very flattering glute seam that kind of goes up in there. Um, Again, like I said, it's more of a high-waisted legging now, whereas before it was mid-rise. Honestly, I'm pleasantly surprised with these leggings. Like I thought I was going to be underwhelmed by them, but I think the improvements and changes they've made to them I actually really prefer. And I feel like I could see myself working out in this. Obviously, not right now. Where I live, it's really, really hot, so I cannot train in this right now. My gym has no AC, so yeah, leggings are a no-go right now. But in the cooler months, I definitely see myself wearing this in the gym. SoftMotion is not sweat wicking, so these are going to show sweat, and it does take a little while for it to dry. Um, so just keep that in mind. But looking pretty good here. Again, I got the long length. My inseam is 30 inches, so I prefer the long length in their leggings across all collections. And I feel like these are perfect. I'll get a little bit closer so you can see. The fabric is soft, but it's not super plush like maybe the first launch of SoftMotion has been. I feel like after the first launch of SoftMotion, they've changed the fabric a little bit, so it's slightly less fuzzy, less soft. It still is susceptible to pilling and snagging, so just be careful. But I feel like overall the material isn't as fuzzy and plush as it used to be, which is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and do a squat test and see how these hold up. I'm wearing a black thong under this. I don't know how that looks. I'll see you when I edit. Let me get a little bit closer so you can see the inside of what they've done. Okay, so I've moved you in a bit. So basically what they've done now is, I don't know if you can see this little zigzag stitching, but what they've done is put like a mesh on the inside of the waistband. So you can kind of feel it a little bit. The waistband overall just feels slightly thicker than it does in the straight leg bottoms, for example, and the flares. Let me grab that really quickly. So I have the straight leg bottoms here and Espresso, and this just feels a lot thinner than this. This feels a little bit more thick, and it's because of that mesh that they put on the inside to make it more, a little bit more compressive. Honestly, I really like it. I feel like the leggings will stay up a lot better if I train in them. If I bend over, it does roll a little bit, but I don't feel it sliding down. But again, I haven't trained in this, so I don't know how to perform in the gym. However, I feel like with SoftMotion, I've trained in the shorts before, and once you start sweating, the fabric does stick to your body pretty well. So I feel like these would stay up, but I don't know that for sure. I have to test it out myself personally. But I do like the changes they've made. Definitely more higher waisted. I will do a comparison later so you can see the difference between the waist on these versus like the straight leg bottoms or the flares, because those haven't had changes to them just yet. So they're still more on like the mid-rise side, whereas these are higher waisted. But I really like what the changes they've made to these are really nice. And I could see myself getting more of these if they come out with like interesting colors. But yeah, quite impressed. Can't even lie. So I may as well use this opportunity now to show you the SoftMotion jacket in ruby red. I reviewed this jacket a million times already on this channel, I feel like, so I'm not gonna go super in depth with it here. I didn't really notice any changes to it from the last couple launches. The sizing is pretty much the same. I would say true to size, maybe size up if in between, because it is a little bit more snatching. Um, it's definitely not as snug as like the first couple launches of SoftMotion. I think up until maybe the lifting team capsule, the jackets were a lot more snug. I feel like now there's a little bit more give with them. Let me just zip this up. Sorry, I had to move the mic. But this is a size small. This is my normal size in SoftMotion jackets. But as you can see, it's definitely not as snug as Granite Blue, for example. I'll insert a clip of me wearing that. And like you can literally see like my back fat and all of that in that jacket just because it was kind of squeezing me a lot more. I feel like this is way more of a comfortable fit. If you picked up the SoftMotion jacket in maybe like the moss brown or the warm sand drops, this fits exactly like that. God, I just love this jacket so much. Like it is so flattering. As for the fabric, it feels the same as the last few launches. I think SoftMotion, again, I said this with the leggings, but I feel like the fabric changed after the first launch of them back in fall of 2024. It was a lot softer. It was way more plush and more fuzzy. I feel like now it is slightly less like that. It's still soft, but it's not as like fuzzy. It has these, what do you call these? It has thumb holds. Super comfortable. I feel like this is probably the most comfortable thumb holes they've done. Timeless jacket are pretty decent. Unified, they also have thumb holes, but I feel like it's just it kind of digs into the crevice of my hand. I don't know if that's the right word, but I feel like the exposure is very high right now on this camera, but this is the ruby red jacket. I just love it so much. I love it so much. Paired with the leggings, like it is so cute. Seriously, I just love it. I have no complaints about this jacket. It is so cute. Pockets, it can fit a phone. This is my iPhone 16 Pro, I think. Fits just fine. I just love it. I don't really have any comments to make. It's the same comments I've been making the past few videos, so I'll put that on the screen. Big fan. I love it. 10 out of 10. Next up, we have the straight leg bottoms. Honestly, I'm so sick of these pants. Like, they piss me off every single time I buy them. This is my third time trying them, and I still feel like I don't have the right size for my body. And I'm getting kind of sick of it. So, yeah, third time is not a charm for these pants. But this is the color in Espresso in the small long length. In the past, I've tried it in extra small regular, which was the granite blue that I reviewed a few months ago. And I just found them too short. They were like high waters on me when they start to ride up. And then I tried extra small long when I was in New York at the OnikaAfia event. I forget what it's called. When I was at that event, I tried extra small long in warm sand, and I still feel like it was clinging to my thighs in a weird way. So I went with my normal size small this time in long, and I still feel like it's just a weird fit. This right here is unavoidable. This happens to everyone, it seems, where it kind of like gathers up in the crotch. I kind of wish this part where it starts to get a little bit wide started up a little bit higher on the leg. I feel like it starts a little bit too low, and that's what's causing it to do that. I don't know, it's just a bit strange to me. I do think the pants are super flattering in the back, and honestly, that is such a selling point for these pants. They make your glutes look amazing, but I don't know. If your body type is anything like mine, this is going to be an issue. Like where it clings to your thighs is just a really strange spot for me personally. Again, I got the long length. It is pretty long. I forget what, I think I'll put it on the screen, but I think it's like 37 inches. And I'm a 30-inch inseam, but I was accounting for the fact that it does, gather up and you do lose some length. I do kind of wish there was some sort of in between length between regular and long, just because I feel like that would be like the perfect inseam for me. Regular is too short, which is like 34 inches. Long is too long at 37 inches. But yeah, this is flattering. I thought this would be the last time that I try the straight leg bottoms because I'm kind of sick of them not working for me. But I will try them one more time, and I think I'll try them in a size small, regular, and see how I feel about those. Um, but yeah, I would say for these bottoms, I think in the past I said to size down. I don't think you need to, honestly, now that I've tried like my normal size. You can probably go with your normal size. I would say if you're in between sizes, you can size down. As for the length, the jury is still out on that one. I'm so lost on which length to get in these. I think in the past I said go with your longer length because they ride up. And I guess I would still say that now because, yeah, it does ride up quite a bit. So if you do go with like the slightly shorter length, you're going to end up with high waters by the time they ride up. And I mean, if you like that look, great. But I personally don't. So I would go with the longer length. I don't really have further comments for these pants other than they just piss me off. Do you see how it's clinging to my thigh all the way down here? Like they really could have made the leg wide up here, I feel. But I think what they were trying to do is make it accentuate the glutes a little bit more, which means making the fabric like stick to your thighs a little bit. But yeah, they achieved that really well in the back. It's just the front that I have the issue with. Let's do a quick little squat test. Honestly, these pants are so comfortable. I love how comfortable they are. I just wish I could figure out my sizing with these, but super stretchy. But yeah, go true to size, but you can size down if you're in between sizes. Honestly, you can get away with the size down. Like, I don't think it's like a huge issue. Just know that if you have like thicker thighs, that the fabric is going to cling to your thighs a little bit more. And you may not get like that wide leg effect that you're looking for, but it's not too bad. Very, very flattering. I just want to quickly show you how the Espresso straight leg bottoms pair with the Espresso Everyday Bra if you have it. This launched, I want to say 2 years ago in the 12 Days of Gains drop. I think it was 2023. But it's honestly a pretty solid match. So if you're like me, you didn't pick up any of the Espresso bras or the vest because you maybe missed out on the vest like I did, this pairs really nicely together. Okay, next up we're moving to the new black SoftMotion pieces. I'm so happy they have launched some solid black pieces, not that like ashy soft black that we've had in the past, but an actual true black. So these are these SoftMotion 6-inch shorts. They've also made the same updates to the shorts that they've done in the leggings. So we have that inner mesh line. You can see the stitching there. We have that inner mesh lining on the waistband, so it's not supposed to slip down. I have tried the soft motion shorts before. I've tried it in pastel yellow and glaucous blue. So I do have those to compare. Well, I don't have both. I have glaucous blue to compare. But this definitely feels more compressive. I do, again, love the update they've made to the waistband. I feel way more held in and secure. These are honestly so flattering, which I'm kind of sad about because I thought I wasn't going to keep these shorts, but I kind of want to. They fit so perfectly. The length is really good. I'm not getting any rolling up in these. Overall, it just feels more compressive. Now, I don't know if it's because of the color that I've chosen. Black tends to be a little bit more on the compressive side compared to other colors. So I'm not sure if that's just the colorway, but they've only launched black in this drop with this updated waistband. So I can't really tell you if it's just the color that's more compressive or it's because of the updates they've made. But at least for the waistband, it's definitely more compressive than the past launches they've had. And that's definitely because of the improved fit that they've done. I'm pairing it with the SoftMotion Sports Bra in black. Again, I've reviewed this a bunch of times, so I won't say too much about it. But I do feel like it feels a little bit less snug on the traps now. I don't know if they've changed it. I don't think I've seen any official like commentary on that, but it does feel a little bit less snug on the traps. Let me quickly do a squat test in the shorts. Seems pretty good. And I just did a few squats and you can see it's just raised up a little bit. It slid up a tiny bit, but not too much. I'm not getting like this kind of rolling, which I am very happy about. There's the level of stretch we're working with. Honestly, these are really nice shorts. I'm curious to see what other colors they'll drop in this improved fit. I definitely prefer this update that they've made to the shorts. I feel like it's way more gym friendly. Granted, soft motion is not really like designed for the gym, but if you were to wear them for the gym, which you absolutely could, it's your own prerogative. I think this improved fit would be a lot better. But yeah, I don't feel restricted anywhere. I still feel like I can move freely, but the improved waistband on this definitely helps to keep it from sliding and see how badly it rolls. Yeah, it rolls a little bit. It's not sliding down, but it is rolling. But that honestly happens with every single pair of legging shorts I've ever tried from any brand. That's just kind of what happens with movement. Um, Yeah, I'm really impressed with this update that they've made. Big fan. I would say definitely true to size. I don't think you should size down now that they've made the waistband a little bit more snug. If you are in between sizes, you could size up just for a more comfortable fit, but I definitely feel like these shorts are absolutely true to size. Sports bra, I would also say true to size. I wear a size medium in these. Definitely size up if in between, especially if you're more sensitive to straps that cross over your traps or sensitive to things maybe digging into your back. Definitely go with your larger size if you're in between sizes. But I do, again, feel like this feels less snug than some of the other colors they dropped in the past. Big fan. This is my favorite bra they do in SoftMotion. Like, I just find it so comfortable. It is something that I use as like my daily bra. I don't really train in these. I've trained in it one time and it held up really well, but I just don't particularly love training in the SoftMotion fabric just because I prefer something that is like more sweat wicking, like Unified or Effortless. But love, love, love this bra. It is fantastic. Moving on. Next, we have the Strappy mid vest. Again, this is something I reviewed many times on this channel, so I won't go too in depth here. However, they have made some updates to this vest now. So a common complaint was the straps and the placement of them, but also how tight they were for some people. I definitely feel like the straps have been lengthened. I will do a flat lay later and measure it and all of that to make sure they've actually changed it. But I do feel like this feels different. Now, the straps digging into my traps wasn't a huge issue for me in the past, but I did notice with colors like granite blue, it does dig a little bit, not like unbearable for me personally. Like it wasn't something I noticed right away because it wasn't like super prominent for me. But I do feel like these straps are a lot more comfortable. As you can see, it's not digging into my traps at all. But that is the only known update I know about this mid vest. I Oh my gosh, I'm like such a flip-flopper with these vests because I think the first time I reviewed them, I said that they are not worth the price. I still don't think they are worth the price. They are very expensive for something very basic, something that we've seen a million times from other brands. However, since I kept my granite blue strappy mid vest, for example, I wear that vest to death. Like I've worn it far too many times since I purchased it. So I'm definitely getting my money's worth out of it. I mean, I have to for how much it costs. So I would say if this is something that you think you're going to reach for often, then I hate to say it's worth the price because I still don't think it is, but you will get your money's worth out of these vests if you decide to invest in one of them. I got the black intending to return it just because I wanted to talk about the updates they've made. And I don't really need a black vest, but it's so nice, it's so comfortable, and I do like the updates they've made to it. So I might end up keeping it. Definitely true to size. I wear a size medium in these. If you're in between sizes, I think maybe go with the larger size just because if you size down, you may have issues with the straps digging in a little bit more if you size down. So I wouldn't recommend it, but I think going up a size, only if you're in between sizes and you tend to like lean towards the bigger size, maybe size up. However, I think these are fully true to size. No need to size up or down unless you absolutely have to or are in between sizes. Quick little test. Yeah, it's not bad. I just love this. This is so cute. Now we're moving on to another piece that I've reviewed before. This is the SoftMotion Flare pants or leggings. I'm not too sure. I wear an extra small regular in these, and they fit perfectly. Like, these are so nice. Now, again, they have not made any changes to the waistband on the flares or the straight leg bottoms, so these don't have that more compressed waistband, which honestly is fine. Like, I don't think it needs to. Um, yeah, so I get the regular length in this, which is 34 inches. I don't find that the flares I don't find that the flares slide up the way the straight leg pants do. So I feel like going with the regular length is perfect for me. Again, I'm a 30-inch inseam, so I choose to get the regular length, which is 34 inches. So I like my flares to be kind of like at my heel when I'm not wearing shoes. I don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be too short. So I tend to go for flares that are 3 to 4 inches longer than my actual inseam. And I find that they fit perfectly. Gonna go ahead and do a squat test in these. super comfortable. I also have trained in these flares before, not the black ones, but I trained in true blue, and they honestly held up so well. I had no issues with them. I just love the flares so much. I think they're kind of underrated. People kind of go crazy for the straight leg pants, which I get it. They're super flattering on your glutes, but these are just as flattering on your glutes. They don't ride up. And I think finding your size and length in these is a lot easier than it is for the straight leg pants. But that's just me. If you guys want to continue buying the straight leg pants, by all means, do that. Leave the flares for the rest of us. We're going to pick these up. Um, Honestly, you can size down. I don't think you need to go with your normal size. You can, but I feel like if you really wanted to accentuate your glutes a little bit more, size down. It also will help with any fabric gathering or any sliding down, because remember, this waistband has not been updated. So I do recommend sizing down if you're in between sizes. But if you're like me and you just want it to be a little bit more snug and a little bit more form-fitting, then sizing down is absolutely fine. I don't think you'll have an issue with it. As for the length, again, if you want them to kind of hit you where they do on me, I highly recommend going with flares that are at least 3 to 4 inches longer than your actual inseam. So my inseam, how I measure it, is from like my inner thigh, like up to where my crotch is, down to my ankle or wherever you want your leggings to hit. For flares, obviously, you want it to hit a little bit lower than your ankle, so just keep that in mind. But again, 3 to 4 inches longer than your leg inseam, and I think these will be good. I'm doing this again because I wasn't recording the first time, so that's great. This is the black SoftMotion jacket. I'm wearing it in the same size as the ruby red one, which is a size small. I do have this in soft black as well from the first launch, and I feel like the colors are different enough to have both. And for me personally, black's one of my favorite colors, so I'm gonna get wear out of both of them. But I do feel like the fit is similar to ruby red. I will say the black is slightly more snug on my lats than the ruby red one is. Just keep that in mind. I wouldn't size up for that reason. I feel like it fits fine. I don't feel like it is tight anywhere else. I just feel like it's slightly more snug on my lats here. If you are like me or have a bigger bust than me, getting this over with bust is a little bit challenging. You got to pull the fabric a little bit, but I do feel like because the jackets are not as tight as they used to be, getting that over your bust is a lot easier. Again, thumb holes, very comfortable. The sleeves are much better. They don't, they're not as wrinkly or baggy as they used to be. Still a little bit of wrinkle, a little bit of bagginess, but just enough where it's comfortable. So love that. I'm wearing it with a strappy mid vest underneath, and the flares, super flattering. I love these jackets so much. I think, oh, they really rival the Timeless jackets for me. Timeless is great. I love the Timeless fabric. I think it is a lot more durable than SoftMotion is, and also the jackets are thicker. But the way the SoftMotion jackets look on, it's unrivaled for me personally. But yeah, I would say stick true to size with these jackets. If you're in between sizes, you can size up, but I do find them a lot more true to size than they used to be. I will show you soft black very quickly just to show you the difference between this black and soft black to see if it's even worth getting this one or not. But here is soft black compared to the black they just released. This is like honestly like a very dark gray compared to the new black, which is a little bit more, I wouldn't say it's a true black, like it's not super solid or super saturated, but it's as close to black as we're gonna get with this fabric, I feel. But yeah, this just feels a little bit more snug. Like I can feel it here. I can feel it on my lats. You can kind of see it there, how it's like accentuating my back fat a little bit. So I would say if you do need a black jacket and you already have soft black, it wouldn't hurt to get the new black, mainly because it's more of a true black than this is, but also the fit is just better in my opinion. But I will be keeping both. You can see this is a lot more wrinkly than the other one was. And this is the soft black jacket from the very first launch of SoftMotion, I believe, which was back in fall of 2024. I think that is all I have for today. So I'll go over specs, color comparisons, flat lays, and all of that in the next couple slides. And then I'll see you at the end.
So like I mentioned earlier, the SoftMotion Strappy mid-vest has been updated so the straps are a little bit longer. It's about an inch longer, so you shouldn't have issues with the straps rolling or digging in. And now we have a side-by-side comparison of the SoftMotion shorts, high-rise versus mid-rise. Again, the high-waisted fit does have that inner mesh panel to help with the shorts not sliding down.
All right, that is all I have for you today. Please leave in the comments other brands that you would like me to review. I have some exciting reviews coming for other brands within the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. But definitely leave your suggestions below for other brands that you would like me to test out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe before you head out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!